Alright, so I got unwanted visitors. What do we call them? They're called crickets. Yeah. And they make a lot of freaking noise. Anyway, there's one of them somewhere, either up in the wall or underneath here. So that prompted me to get to cleaning. I had a radio down here, and then I had a stack of laptops over there. And then there's really just some wires underneath there and a bottle. I'm not the cleanest or neatest person in the world, and this is my workshop, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but when you have a lot of stuff, it becomes extremely difficult. I've been using this Dyson. This thing works pretty good until you try to use anything but the powered end. But this was from the thrift store, and these things are really good, actually, for like cleaning your house, but not so much out here, really. But I'm just trying to get up like surface stuff. We got the power wires down in there that go to the inverter and then the amplifiers, and it's not like completely perfect or even fairly safe, but the 240 volts goes into the inverter, which is definitely, we're dropping solar production. So what happens is once my batteries drop to 52 volts, the grid, it switches to grid. It can't do both at the same time. I've got another one that can, so these are not hybrid inverters, but anyway, I need to clean this thing too. But I think I've had this almost a year now. Haven't had any problems with it, knock on wood. At first, when I first got it, I thought, well, you have to set it to lead acid batteries even though you're using lithium, because the batteries don't have their own built-in BMS that works with this thing. So anyway, so that's what the wiring down there is for. I'm just really going to need to clean out a lot of this stuff. My test area, I think I'm going to maybe possibly pack it up and disassemble it. It's in my way. Every time I spin around on the chair, I knock over my tripod, and luckily the phone isn't on here, but I just end up snapping these things, and I keep having to glue them. I 3D printed one, but it's not nearly as good as these. It doesn't have the ability to do that. So, but at the rate I'm going with those, I either need a metal one, if they make one, or I need to 3D print some throwaway ones. And so we're just trying to get things a little more organized so I can kind of work. This is my backup battery. I probably should check the status of the voltage. This is just my portable battery. These are the ones that we opened up inside. See how they look like they're swollen? And they're not. They're just cells on this side, and there's foam in there. And they've pushed the foam because the case is so flimsy that the thing is no good. These were a extremely good deal when they were available for $20, guys. This will run an HF radio for quite some time at 100 watts. I don't know what their 15 amp hour rating entails, or if it's honest. Obviously it's a sticker. This is really like a 20 amp hour battery case. So that's why I guess it's half full. But these are my favorite. I don't like spade terminals. I like to have these. It just solves a lot of problems. Otherwise, you have to solder them. Yeah, this one was also, when it came out, was about $20. I'm always looking for those kind of deals, and when I find them, I post them. Which reminds me, it's Prime Days. I should probably check and see. But anyway, trying to get everything cleaned up, and then after I'm done with that, maybe I'll find the cricket. I don't know. But anyway, it's probably in the wall or long gone. The less stuff that's down here, the less attractive nuisance that there is for them. So, I've got a lot of work to do, guys. Lots. And so what I've decided to do is I'm gonna stop going to the thrift store and get this stuff under control, and I'm gonna start getting rid of whatever I really don't need, and not saving so much stuff for rainy days. So I've already got a stack of stereos that I've taken parts off of, and they're gonna probably go in the donation or dumpster or something. I got the feet installed on the Technics. These are plastic melted on the backside, so what you have to do, you rip them off of another one, and then you got to use hot glue. So I got the LEDs out of the back of the TV in here in this Marantz. These are just edge lit or whatever you want to call them, and it takes quite a bit of power to power these bad boys, because each one of them is like almost 3 volts. And I think there's some resistors in here. See where it says R1. But I managed to fit 3 of them in here, and they run perfect off of 8 volts. So you get like 2, 4, 6. You have 2.5 basically. So you have 5, 6, 7.5. So they're just perfect. Three of them. And then there's a single one in the meter with a 1K resistor, like a half watt 1K resistor or something. And it's a little bit dimmer than that, but it's better than nothing. And then this one here is, it doesn't show up on the camera, but in real life, or at least to my eyes, it's very green. Also, the LEDs rectifying the voltage. It will play eyes, or it'll play tricks on your eyes when you look through the camera, because it's switching. It really is switching, whereas these are not. I'm not a fan of LEDs, so just be clear about that. I don't like them because of that kind of dirty output. It's you know, it's not. It's digital. It's on off kind of thing. You know, it's switching every 60 cycles. I don't know. However, it rectifies it. But in other words, these are just incandescent bulbs. I need one bulb here. It's like $30 or $40 for the bulbs for these things. So I'm like, dude, this is the one where the back of it is like all peeled up and rusty underneath, and the housing. Boy, it's weird. It doesn't want to pick it up, does it? The housing is melted because they put these kind of bulbs in there, but they put the wrong kind. So there's 200 and there's also 250 milliamp bulbs, and one of them will melt it. So anyway, we got a bunch of stuff going on here, doing some cleaning. I think I'm gonna probably put these up for sale, these Kenwood twins. I don't know, you know, I'll probably regret it because it does make really good AM. I kind of got to the point where, like, I'm just not really on the radio too much, so and I definitely don't have the time to sit there on the AMI net and get bled all over by people in Texas on sideband and try and check into their net and wait like an hour for my turn to give my dissertation on whatever. So the idea is, I got a couple of projects here that need to be taken care of. One of these Xboxes doesn't work. I still need to get into that. These are all done, ready to go, these computers. The speakers just need room. One of them needs a little work. I gotta take out the board, and the switches are bad, dirty. I'm running the Pioneers right now. The Klipsch need a new home. I need to sell them, but I'm not going to give them away. This thing here, probably need to send it down the road. Sounds good, but I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. The other Xbox. I thought about getting rid of one of the 101s. The one down below is the cleanest one. It works the best. What I actually don't like about that 101 is it actually doesn't say 11 meters on it, even though it has it, and it's in the auxiliary position. I also noticed that I think the face is darker gray on that one than this one. This one says 11 meters. So, like, if you were going to restore one of these, this would be the ultimate, because a CBer would pay you top dollar for it because it says 11. There's no question it has 11, and even though this one does also. This one's kind of a little funky in the audio, just not as clean sounding on receive, and so I just haven't really figured out what it was. I did replace some old electrolytic capacitors in the audio amplifier board, and that helped. And then I have my oldest radio that I have. I think it's the oldest radio, the 101B. And I've had this radio the longest. And a lot of the lettering is coming off on this one. I still use it. I used it a couple days ago. It's pretty common for the lettering to come off. In fact, one of these ones over here, somebody touched it up with a white paint marker, and it sure as hell don't look right. See this one here? It's usually on there. See where it says heater? You can see they painted the A. Now, why in the hell were you turning the heater switch on and off? And if you guys don't know this, with the 101, you should never really turn the heater switch on and off, because you're going to cause it to possibly fail. That's the reason. Not because you're putting unnecessary stress on the tubes. Now, if you don't transmit, and you know you're not going to transmit, turn it off. Yes, leave it off. But don't turn the thing back and forth all the damn time. And don't turn it off when you turn the radio off, because once the radio is off, it's off. Now, this one is off because I was probably only listening on this, and this one's on because I was using it. Also, this one's missing a bulb, and of course I need to find the proper bulb, which seems to be a vague debate as far as which one is going to be the right brightness, and I definitely don't want that. I don't want LED. I hate it when people put crazy blue LEDs in a 101. You want, it's supposed to look like this, guys. And there's also another one that most people don't know about. It's right there. There's three. See this one? There ain't nothing in either spot. They're both burned out. That little thing, see how it's supposed to shine on your VFO. That has nothing to do with the meter light. Okay? Anyway, I think that's it for the Ham Shack report. Just going through some stuff and filling up the garbage can and looking at other stuff that I should throw out but not throwing it out. You know how it goes. It's going to take me a long time. But if I keep going to the thrift store, I'm never going to get anything accomplished, because I'm going to spend a lot of time there. And, well, with the way things are going and the way the channel is going, I might have to get a full-time job anyway, and I won't be able to do none of this anyways. So, it is what it is.